Councillor Lai, questions?
Thank you, Speaker. Through you, I have a few questions to staff. My first question would be, what are you using to determine the actual data on vacancies at this point when you're writing the report? How do you determine that when in the report? The number of vacancy, let's say, you know, I forgot the number, but so many vacant homes. How did you determine that?
If I may, and through you, Madam Speaker, Councillor Lai, if the question is, how do we know how many properties will be vacant? For the purposes of this report, we have used an estimate based on Vancouver's experience. Vancouver finds that of their total residential population, approximately 1% of units are vacant and subject to this tax. We've applied a similar 1% as an estimate of the number of units in Toronto. So there are 800,000 units in Toronto, residential units. At 1%, that is approximately 8,000 residential units that may be deemed to be vacant. That's what we've used for estimating purposes.
I see. So are you assuming that the market in Vancouver is the same as the market in Toronto then?
No, we, in fact, what we're using, because we don't really have a good handle on vacancies, we will use the first year and we will use the first reference year and the declarations that are made that will tell us whether we are close to Vancouver or higher or lower. We really don't have a better means of estimating. We simply use this as a revenue estimator for the potential revenue that could be derived from this tax.
Next question would be, does Vancouver exempt principal residents?
Abby, could you answer that question for us?
Yes, the way, through the Speaker, the way that Toronto is proposing to set up the vacant homes tax mirrors very closely the way Vancouver set it up, which means that if a home is your principal residence, then you will not have to pay the vacant homes tax. So it's set up to be identical in that respect.
I see. So the 25 staff that you're going to be hiring for the $11 million startup costs, would you be hiring the 25 staff right away, or are you going to kind of staggering the time of the hiring?
Through you, Madam Speaker, the startup costs were basically costs that we would incur in the first 2 years before the program really gets off the ground. That is this year and next year before the program actually is launching. What we are anticipating is the staff will be hired to be in place for the 2023 taxation year when we actually start to receive revenues under the program. And so those staff costs are approximately $3.1 million per year. The $11 million
that is annual
one-time
cost.
Startup.
Right.
Correct.
Yeah, thank you. How confident are you actually with your projected revenue of 55 to 65 million?
Again, the confidence is a question of how many units are vacant. So if we are similar to Vancouver and it's 1% vacancy rate and there's 8,000 vacant units, that is what will provide the 55 to 66 million estimated in the staff report.
Okay, my final question would be just a reminder. You are using the revenue for affordable housing, and am I correct? The revenue that is generated out of this tax.
I wonder whether the CFO would like to address that question.
For you, Madam Speaker, Councillor, that's correct. The proposal of the policy would be that the funding would be dedicated towards affordable housing.
So affordable housing, does it include, let's say, the first-time home buyer tax? Because, we wanted to get those first-time buyers to be able to relieve their land transfer tax. would it be included in, that category? Would it be included in this affordable housing?
That was your
Or
last
just the
question.
affordable housing unit?
I sincerely apologize, Councillor. I actually didn't hear part of your question. There was some other noise.
Yes, my question would be, would you consider using these revenue to relieve the first-time home buyer instead of I would be saying that affordable home ownership, so to speak, instead of affordable housing? Would you be consider this revenue being used in that category?
Through you, Madam Speaker, Councillor, that will be a council decision. That'll be a policy decision. The proposal right now is that the funding would go towards creating affordable housing.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Those are my
Council-
questions.